Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
This is awesome!
Hello and welcome once again to Cheap Shot Entertainment. Once again, I'm your host Luke, and I'm here with
Josh.
And we're going to take you through everything that happened at Wrestlegate. Gate of Honour took place at the Rushcliffe Arena in Nottingham on the 5th of October 2019. Got quite a few matches to get through. Eight matches, including a couple of matches in the Open Gate tournament.
4 Open Gate tournament
so
matches.
I can only imagine that that's leading to some sort of mid-card title.
I think it is.
And now we've had the heavyweight championship, which the heavyweight championship looks absolutely beautiful.
It does look very nice.
By the way. Yeah, some really good matches on show here. But the overall feel of it, well presented. The crowd was a little bit flat. I do call crowds out on this. The crowd was weird. They
were flat for some matches, and some matches it was getting into it, and
yeah. Whereas
some very strange chants.
Yeah. Whereas for myself, I'm not sure about you, I like to see new talent in that ring, and I really enjoy watching wrestling just in general. So I'm trying to get things going. Every time a clap finished, someone else started another clap, and that was the crowd. But the quality of the wrestling, top notch, very much worth it. So yeah, join us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and the blogspot, where you can pick up a T-shirt as well. Show your colours, choose your colours, and support the show. Yeah, we're going to get straight into the action now and take you through one by one the matches that happened and everything that happened in those matches. So your first match of the evening was Jody Fleisch versus Joe Nelson. Of course, we saw Joe.
I think Joe Nelson was filling in for Ricky Knight Jr.
Yes, not sure what happened to him. Most of the other notable absentees were signed to NXT UK.
They were
and released for.
We're not sure about Ricky Knight
shows.
Jr.
Not sure about Ricky Knight Jr.
It would be very good if he has been signed for
I suppose it's possible.
WWE contract, but I'm not sure he would.
But I would imagine it's more likely that he probably just struggled to get there. He's coming from Norwich after all.
Yeah.
But we don't know the ins and outs of it, and Joe Nelson did a good job and stepped in.
He did.
It's very much youth versus experience in this one. Yeah, there's no information on this one, so I hope you remember.
There was a lot of high flying. There was a lot of high flying from
both guys, both known for their high flying, and Jody Fleisch, veteran. Absolute veteran, probably around about the 40-year-old mark.
It's about 40, 45.
And he can still fly with the best of them.
There was a spot where...
incredible.
There was a spot where Nelson went for the dive on the outside, and then Fleisch ducked it and then did a dive of his own from the second rope.
He is not afraid to pull out all the stops.
He did some flippy stuff.
He did. There was a lot of flippy stuff. The Revival would not approve of how much flippy stuff was in this match. But the match I would have expected to be high flying with Ricky Knight Jr. in it, and it was, even with Joe Nelson in it again.
Joe Nelson's a fantastic performer.
Tip top as a performer, and a really good replacement for Ricky Knight Jr. A little bit disappointed that Ricky Knight couldn't be there.
Yeah.
One of my favourite matches at Wrestlegate was Ricky Knight Jr. versus Jody Fleisch.
We've seen Ricky Knight Jr. a couple of times, haven't we? And he's pulled it out of the bag both times.
But this match was a good opener.
Yeah.
And it would be
There was a bit at the start where they played someone else's music, wasn't
Yeah,
there?
it was Jake McCluskey's music. They messed up on who was coming out first.
And we also forgot the start of a show. Joe Hendry was introduced as a special guest commentator.
Second commentator. And he went and sat at the table.
But there'll be more about him later.
Yes, they will. But the match would finish with a roll-up, which is reversed by Jody Flash.
Yeah.
And the two high flyers roll up victory.
Yeah, it was a quick end, but
Well, I would have expected some kind of high flying move to put the other person away.
Yeah.
From either of them. So a little disappointed with the finish.
There was a lot of roll-ups as well, like roll-up after roll-up. Like
A little disappointed with the finish on this one, but ultimately a really good match. And to say that Joe Nelson stepped in at the last minute, they pulled it out on this one, I think.
They did.
But yeah, the experience beats youth in the opening match of this one.
Was that the second match? I thought it was the third match.
No, that was the opening match.
No, this one. I thought this was later
No,
in the
this is the
card.
second one. Dean Allmark versus Nathan Cruz.
And Nathan Cruz opens with talking. He has a little word saying when he was a kid he didn't aspire to be the Undertaker or anyone like that. That he aspired to be Dean Allmark.
Yeah. Dean Allmark is definitely a veteran of the UK scene. Has been around for had a similar sort of trajectory as been around for a long time. Even when Sky had its own wrestling channel, which I still remember, and it was just wrestling on one channel.
I remember that.
It was really cool, and that's where I was first introduced to Jody Flash. So that's a little bit of history about my wrestling life. But Dean Allmark is a veteran. Nathan Cruz said he looked up to him. There's a bit like a Jericho and Shawn Michaels angle
It
from
was,
2008, 2009. Both these guys, they went at each other. They were there's definitely a heel face dynamic in this one.
Yeah.
It was very very
It was a nice change from
clear cut line between
the rest of them. They've all been face and face, but this one, Cruz was a heel.
Yeah.
An out heel. So.
And Cruz, being the younger of the two, really takes it to Dean Allmark. But Dean Allmark holds his own. He can still move.
You can, yeah.
He can still move, and he's a very flexible guy, as shown by the start of the match, where he's put his foot on the top rope for the referee to check his boots.
Yeah.
I don't think I could get my leg that high, to be honest.
He did some stretching, didn't he?
Yeah. But the match would get going. Lots of exchanges here, hard hitting, some high flying, and lots of sort of cruiserweighty type stuff between the ropes, between two decently big guys.
Nathan Cruz is a big dude.
But it would be a springboard moonsault of all things that would break the deadlock, which would lead to a near fall. There was a fireman's driver by Nathan Cruz on Dean Allmark, a top rope leg drop as well.
Yeah.
So, like I say, there was lots of cruiserweighty type stuff going off here, and
Nathan Cruz did look very good.
yeah, Nathan Cruz, from head to toe, he's a pro. Yeah.
Can't really say much more.
So Cruz would win via submission. I think this would be the first submission we've seen throughout both shows at this point.
I think it was.
With the label lock.
Yeah.
Made famous by Daniel Bryan, of course, and LaBelle.
Yeah. Got straight in. Got the win.
Yeah, and he picked up the victory over the veteran Dean Allmark. Made him tap.
Yep.
Made him tap. Really good submission victory there for Cruz. Very straightforward, cut and short victory for him. Very clean. It was a good match. Wrestle Talk Showcase match next. It would have been NIC versus Pretty Deadly, but as we mentioned in the other video that was for a show on the same day, the Pretty Deadly boys had been offered something else, and it would have been daft of them to turn it down. We can't grumble at them.
No, you can't.
For not turning down such a big opportunity. But stepping into their place is Malik,
who we saw earlier. Go back and watch a video. That one's going up before this one, isn't it?
I would imagine so. Yeah.
Go back and watch a video before this and know about Malik.
And Brady Phillips, who I've seen before, and he is a very accomplished young wrestler, young grappler in the squared circle. But with these two teams, you've got a dynamic where two guys have been chucked together pretty much, and one where they're a proper tag team.
Yeah.
So that would show in this match with NIC cutting off the ring absolutely veteran-like to their opponents and taking it to Malik and Brady Phillips, isolating Brady Phillips.
Yeah, they sort of did that bit where they tag and then it gets to the 5 count on the ropes.
Yeah.
Tag, get to the 5 count on the ropes.
They were using every single bit of that five count, making sure that Brady Phillips would be stuck in his corner away from his tag team partner. Malik is left frustrated as he does get the tag, but the referee was being distracted. Classic heel tactics there from NIC, who had their own little contingent in the crowd, but it was also the same guys that were shouting Mustache Mountain at Scotty Davis. Well, there you go. So leaving Malik frustrated, Brady Phillips does eventually fly and gets a hot tag, knocking down NIC. Malik comes in as like a house of fire, and he sets up for a dead shot reverse into a TKO 3D.
Yeah, you could call it that. It was like a 3D style.
Yeah, it was fireman's carry into like a TKO and a 3D from Brady Phillips.
Yeah,
wasn't it? A really good tag team move, actually.
It was good.
It was a fantastic tag team move. Never seen that move before. Really, really good. But Phillips then takes out one part of NIC, and whilst Malik hits the dead shot again for victory.
Yep.
I think that's what it's called. Was it the buckshot?
I think it's the buckshot.
Yeah, it's buckshot. Not quite a buckshot because he tucks him under and pins him at the same time.
Power driver style thing, isn't it?
Yeah. But yeah, Malik and Brady Phillips would pick up the victory in this one. So Malik 2-0.
He's very good. He's a very good performer. He's fantastic.
And so is Brady Phillips as well. Very, very, very impressed.
He earned his money on that day, did Malik.
Yeah, very impressed.
Now this is probably the match of the show, the one that's coming up.
I'm picking a different match for the match of the show, but we'll go with that. This one was very good though.
Yeah, Sean Custom versus Robbie X.
Can always expect the best out of both of these guys, and with them going against each other, it was really difficult to sort of chant or cheer for one or the other.
We were just cheering for wrestling.
It was just like, you just cheer for wrestling.
Lots of clapping.
They did like their clapping. They did like their clapping, which it has its place in wrestling, but continuously.
It's very sort of a Japan style, as you say. Just clap when you see something you like.
Because the Japanese crowd, when you watch New Japan, is very quiet. The Japanese crowd is very quiet, but they do appreciate their wrestling. And when there's a big move being hit or something happens, they go ooh, and then they clap. And it's very much that style.
There was lots of oohs and ahs, wasn't there?
There's that style of wrestling and that style of crowd. Used to smaller venues and
Lots of shouting.
And interactions with the wrestlers as well. We get a lot of interaction with the wrestlers. I think they're fans of Cheap Shot Entertainment, but there you go. Latest fan is Rampage Brown. Hello. Shout out. So yeah, Sean Custom and Robbie X in this one.
Robbie X without his mask.
Robbie X without his mask, yes. It's very important that, because he does wrestle with the mask on occasionally as well.
Yeah, he was without his mask, he was.
So, after initial feeling out process, both guys hitting, or trying to gain the upper hand, it would be Robbie X who would get the first shot in here. Robbie goes up to the top, but gets caught by Sean Custom with a forearm, neck breaker, and a single angel wing DDT. That's what I've sort of put it down as. Yeah, so sort of underhooked one arm DDT.
Yeah.
On Robbie X, double crossbody. Both guys crack in the middle of the ring. Both down for the count. The referee's counting them. The fans are joining in, which is incredible, because we were in Nottingham and they can barely count to 10. But
you haven't got to count to 20 for this one.
Wow. It's lucky they've all got 20 fingers on each on each hand, isn't it? Hello, Nottingham. Up the Rams. Backflip into a super kick. Leeds. That's
for you, Nottingham. Leeds. It leads to X picking up the victory as super kick did. With an RKO.
Yeah, so Robbie X hits his RKO. We'll call it the XKO. I don't know what he's.
It was an RKO.
It's basically an RKO, and he picks up victory over the younger Sean Custom. But yeah, really good match.
The Thunder from Down Under was.
Yeah, Thunder from Down Under. Always good.
Like I say, match of the night for me.
Always a good shout, and your match of the night.
Well, yeah, I've got to go with that one.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
So Jones was meant is the next match.
Yeah,
is Danny Jones versus Joe Hendry.
Yes,
but this came. It was meant to be Danny Jones versus
Dan Maloney.
So obviously
he was pulled by NXT UK, and again I'll fight in the corner of NXT UK here. They've got these guys on contract. They can pull them anytime they need to call on them, and I'm pretty sure there's a really good reason for it. And these guys, they work hard to get to where they're going to, and that ultimately leads to WWE. And if you're signed with WWE, you do not say no to Vince McMahon, do you? You know what I mean?
But this started very well, because Jones's mouthpiece, I don't know his name.
I didn't pick that up. It was his manager,
and he sort of came out, had a laugh at Joe Hendry at the commentary box, saying that these people being pulled shouldn't be being pulled, and basically digging at WWE.
Yeah.
And he had a go at Joe Hendry, saying that Joe Hendry wasn't allowed to fight outside of America.
Yeah, that's true, because he's signed with Ring of Honor.
But Joe Hendry takes this to heart and comes stomping out.
Manages to have a quick change of clothing and comes out to the ring for a match.
Yep.
So it's Joe Hendry. Incidentally,
nice
I saw very similar thing when I went to see 5 Star Wrestling in Sheffield with Woody and Tom. Very similar situation. Joe Hendry was on commentary, got called out, he came out for a match.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, good to see Joe Hendry here.
Joe Hendry, top class.
Absolutely spot on. And I was really impressed with Danny Jones as well. Welsh wrestler, straightforward, smash mouth wrestler. No bells and whistles.
No, there wasn't any flippy stuff in this match.
Plain gear, and just gets the job done. But Danny Jones would be frustrated at this one, I think he thinks that because Joe Hendry he's not allowed to wrestle in this country, that he's lost it a little bit.
Yeah.
Gets a little bit cocky. But he's frustrated ultimately with Joe Hendry not being able to put the veteran away. And sends Joe into the turnbuckle and stomps him down in the corner.
Yeah,
and that's where the match sort of breaks down. For a little while there was a feeling out process. It was a little bit of Danny Jones, a little bit of Joe Hendry, and that's where Jones got frustrated and sort of started losing it a little bit. And a face buster and a huge clothesline from Joe Hendry, and this fires Jones up. Doesn't knock him down, it fires him up.
It's a code breaker style move, doesn't it?
It's a code breaker and
the ankle lock looked very good. He did the ankle lock well.
Ankle lock submission.
And he kept pulling him away.
Yeah, kept pulling him away from the
rings.
From the ropes, and Joe Hendry would pick up the victory in this one. That ultimately that frustration factor, and he got fired up and he lost his concentration, and that would lead to Danny Jones's downfall.
Yeah.
The veteran using that momentum against his opponent and picking up the victory. Now, for me,
Jake McCluskey.
That is a combination of KFC and McDonald's. We decided that on the car on the way there.
Listen to Talk Is Cheap podcast.
Talk Is Cheap, episode 2, available now on all podcasting platforms, including Spotify. Promotional consideration paid for by the following. Jake McCluskey. I've seen this guy many times, and he's never failed to impress me. Really good wrestler.
Calling this match of the night, are you?
I'm calling this one match of the night because I've never seen Sonny Durson before, and the finish, I think, just edged it for me, because that was a beautiful finishing move.
Yeah. Beautiful finishing move. I didn't say who it won.
It was Sonny Durson.
It was the one.
Yes. So, like I say, this match of the night, crowd a bit flat about this one. I don't know whether it's because one guy was from Manchester, like I say, I'd never seen him before. But Jake McCluskey's been around all over the Midlands and beyond, certainly in Mansfield at Hope Wrestling. He's been a regular there, he's been champion many times. In that promotion, and always one of my favourites when I go there. Trying to get a Jake McCluskey chant going. No.
We tried to get a few chants going, but it was just claps.
Anyway, so Jake McCluskey and Sonny Durson very evenly matched in this contest, After initial feeling out process, very similar matches all the way through this card. The other one trying to get the upper hand on the other. This is how wrestling goes, isn't it? It would be Jake McCluskey who would draw first blood, so to speak, catching Durson with a power bomb, and a short exchange leads to both guys getting counted out on the mat. Both hitting higher, heavy hitting moves and taking each other out, basically, leading to the referee having to count. Now, this is one of the moves that makes this the match of the night for me.
Yeah.
Huge spot on the turnbuckle of the ring. Jake McCluskey catches Sonny Durson in a Spanish fly. That is a move that I've never seen Jake McCluskey do, but that is also because I've only ever seen him wrestle in venues with short ceilings.
Yeah.
Low ceilings. There's no way he'd be able to do that move otherwise. But that impressed me enough to send this match into the atmosphere. For me, that was just fantastic, phenomenal. And then for the finish, Sonny Durson coming back, managing to hit a frog splash.
He did, yeah.
and he got halfway across the ring
He got
and
some
landed
height as well.
and landed perfectly. He got perfect height. It was just like, you know, if Sana Dursun was Mexican and had flames on his tights, it would have been like watching Eddie Guerrero hit that move. It was just phenomenal.
Yeah.
And that would ultimately lead to him picking up the victory. Really brilliant match. I posted it on Instagram. Jake McClucky liked it, so I've got another wrestling friend. My match of the night.
Yeah.
That one for me. That just edged the one that you picked.
Yeah.
For me. That's opinion.
Yeah,
and
it's the beauty of wrestling. We all have different...
And we all have different opinions. What was your match of the night? Let us know. If you're watching this video, let us know in the comments section what your match of the night was if you went to Wrestlegate. Love to hear from you. Cheap Shot Nation.
Next up's my new favourite independent wrestler.
Yeah. Two of the best that I've seen in recent memory. It is Callum Newman again.
Against Scotty Davis.
Against Scotty Davis, the supreme suplex machine. And we did see better out of
We got more
Scotty
out
Davis,
of him. I think
he's
a solo performer. He's not a tag team guy.
No, I think he did well to step in for the match that Pretty Deadly should have been in at Frontline. But he's definitely more of a singles competitor rather than a tag team competitor. Yeah. And his moniker of Supreme Suplex Machine does lend itself to that. But Davis would hit his stride in this match.
Yeah.
Hitting suplexes from all over the place.
Oh, he was, yeah.
Suplexes
catch him off the top rope at one point in one.
Yeah, exactly. And suplexes that I've never seen before. Variations that even Brock Lesnar doesn't do. No, but then again, Brock Lesnar only does German suplexes.
He is very good at his German suplexes.
He is very good at German suplexes.
He's very good.
But Callum would return the favour with some suplexes of his own.
Yeah, it was a Suplex City.
It was very much Suplex City.
Copyright WWE.
Yeah, Nottingham had turned into Suplex City for the night. But Callum Newman would telegraph a dive to the outside as Scotty Davis was sent out. Telegraph a dive to the outside. Davis would step out of the way. He would jump back in the ring and hit his own dive, and he got every inch of that. That would give Scotty Davis the upper hand at this point. But we then got two, not one, but two Fisherman's suplexes. Sweet! Two Fisherman's suplexes from Scotty Davis, and Callum hits a shooting star press. And again,
it was very
beautiful. I'm a big fan of top rope flying moves.
Yeah.
Not that I'll ever do one myself, but I always, when I make a character on WWE games, I always give myself like a diving elbow or something, because it's cool. You know,
it's good to jump.
It is good to jump, unless you're suicidal.
Then don't jump.
Don't jump. Call the Samaritans.
We can talk about that later, actually.
Be aware of your mental health. Davis hits a sweet cross-legged brainbuster, which would, I think that would. Oh no! But he waited. That was it. He was so cocky. He was so confident they would pick up the victory after hitting his finishing move.
Didn't pin him straight away.
It didn't pin him straight away. Newman would pick up the victory, rolling Scotty Davis up.
I forgot that one finished in a roll up.
Yeah. In a crucifix pin.
There was also we see it. We've missed it on a few of the ones. But in at least 4 of the matches tonight, there was a bit where they were both on their knees and they were doing the punches back and forth.
There was lots of boo yay.
The crowd weren't really going boo yay. They were going.
So we're calling the crowd out on this one. We were sat in that crowd and we joined in with it. So
we did join in with it.
I'll always.
Are we at the main event?
Yeah.
Huh?
I'll always give wrestlers an honest opinion, but I'll always give an honest opinion of the crowd as well. And sometimes the crowd doesn't match the action that's in the ring.
The action was phenomenal.
And big wrestling shows as well. Sometimes they can be overhyped for a match that's not actually that good, and sometimes they can be underhyped for a match that's phenomenal. And it does happen. It does happen. So, the main event of Wrestlegate. The main event of Wrestlegate, Gate of Honor, featured two guys who'd gone through absolute hell at the Emerald Grand Prix.
Oh, that was just...
that show was phenomenal. You can buy it on DVD, incidentally.
Yeah, I would definitely suggest you buy that on DVD.
Go on, and certainly the Ishiwara versus Rampage match was a showcase on Wrestle Talk as well. Brilliant. Available for free. At least go and watch that match. Brilliant. But yeah, went through absolute hell to get to the point that they're at. Now with the Wrestlegate Championship on the line, the winner of this match will become the inaugural, the first ever Wrestlegate Heavyweight Champion.
Which was, we sort of knew who was going to win. Because there's one guy that most people in this country, if you're a wrestling fan, you've heard of Rampage Brown.
Yeah, but ultimately, I wouldn't have been disappointed if Lucas Steele had won.
Lucas Steele's a very talented young man.
He is talented. He's an absolute beast, and he knows how to work a crowd as a heel wrestler. And complete contrast to Rampage Brown. He was playing up to the crowd. He was giving me high fives and pointing at me and saying "you," and I was like "you," and he was like "you," and I was like "yay, friends!"
That was the best part of Luke's night, if you've not guessed.
Friends.
He's friends with Rampage Brown now because he's wearing his t-shirt.
Yeah.
Oh, he's changed his t-shirt.
You haven't just noticed?
I haven't just noticed.
Wrestlegate. So it is Lucas Steele
versus Rampage
Brown. Yeah, phenomenal match. Very hard hitting match. Besides the two matches that we've picked, this match right up there. And it was always going to be one of the top matches that I've ever seen. I knew this going into it. Lucas Steele, Rampage Brown.
They fought into the crowd at one point.
Yeah, Rampage
had moved toward the people on the left
diving
side
into the crowd.
Yeah.
And you know, if you've never seen a 300-pound man fly,
you've never seen nothing.
Yeah.
That was just. Yeah.
That was where the Holy Tar chants came in. So the action spilled into the crowd.
Yep.
After that initial part of the match, again finding out what the weaknesses are, trying to get the upper hand, which leads to Rampage Brown becoming that person who throws Steele into the crowd, diving in after his opponent.
Yeah.
And Steele does come back. He comes back quite well with some heavy moves of his own. Like I say, two guys that are just beating the tar out of each other, and that always gets my approval.
Two big dudes
in wrestling. Always gets my approval.
Vince McMahon would approve.
Yes, he would, because we all know that Vince McMahon likes big, sweaty men.
Yep.
Promotional Rampage comes back with a suplex after carrying a flying steel.
Catching.
He cares for a flying steel in a power slam. He caught Lucas Steele in a power slam. He was flying off the top rope.
He got him power slam.
Power slam, huge power slam from Rampage Brown, again proving that he is the premier heavyweight in British wrestling at this moment in time.
Yeah.
Certainly on the independent scene anyway. Falling choke bomb by Steele, sort of grabs them, choke slam, and sort of plants them into the ground as he's falling backwards as well.
Yeah.
Steele gives him the edge. A pop-up face buster into a steel bomb. Still couldn't put Rampage Brown away. He's worked really hard to get to this point. And I think in both Pool A and Pool B, both the pools that these guys won, I think Rampage Brown went through the tougher battles.
Did, yeah.
Rather than Steele. I mean, Steele went through some tough battles, but I think he came through that pretty unscathed, really. Whereas Rampage Brown got dropped on his head on the apron.
He did.
During his match. So a steel bomb is reversed into a pile driver, which would give Rampage Brown
the win.
The win. So yeah, proving his agility here. Steele goes for the steel bomb, sort of a jackknife power bomb.
Yep.
Rampage Brown would roll through, get Lucas Steele into the position to hit a pile driver, and Rampage Brown hits that pile driver.
The win.
He's gonna win. And that's the end of it. He hits that pile driver. That's the end of the match. Rampage is your first ever Wrestlegate.
We knew it was
heavyweight
going to be him. We knew it was. He's just so well known, and if you want to get your company's name on the map, you put the big guy, the big name as your
Cheap Shot Entertainment
champion. Well,
so I don't want to get my company on the map. That's not a company, it's just a YouTube channel. But yeah, thanks for that. Anyway, Rampage is your first ever Wrestlegate heavyweight champion, and very deserving of it. He was as well. Celebrates with the crowd fully, gave me another high five, wrestling friends, and yeah, really, really good show.
We must note the next Wrestlegate show is on the 21st of December 2019. We'll be there signing autographs.
Yes, we will.
And
we'll pay you.
Yeah, we'll pay you to take us autograph.
It's called Stronghold, and it will feature Rampage Brown's first ever title defense.
And it's against
possibly. We got a video package saying that Chris Ridgway was coming
They said he was going to be in the match for the world title.
I didn't catch that bit.
Yeah, they did say.
But Chris Ridgway is coming back to Wrestlegate on the 21st. So that'll be good. That'll be very good. Chris Ridgway is really good. I think he was in that match where we threw the streamers when we went last time.
Yeah, I think he was, yeah. It was against a Japanese fella,
Takashita.
I
have to be really careful about how I say that.
Yeah.
Because it's spelt completely differently. Anyway, that is everything that happened at Wrestlegate on the 5th of October 2019, and we're going to go to the outro now and give you all of our social media plugs. So, that is everything that happened at the Wrestlegate show on the 5th of October 2019.
The whole day is 6 stars out of 5.
6 stars out of 5, yeah. I would give that show a Dave Meltzer out of a Triple H. And the Frontline show I would give a Stephanie McMahon 1. That's in my own head. Anyway, yeah, so 2 really good shows. I think over the 2 shows, go back and watch the Frontline wrestling video. Over the 2 shows, I think the more rounded one was probably the Frontline show.
The Frontline show was Spectacular.
But that's probably because, I mean, personally, for me, I watch those kind of shows all the time.
Yeah, it was definitely more.
It was definitely more
indie
setup and matches.
But that doesn't take away from Wrestlegate. Wrestlegate was still awesome.
Yeah, Wrestlegate was still awesome, and we're still going to the 21st, the show on the 21st.
It's well worth 30 quid for anyone's money.
Worth paying for both shows.
Yeah, well worth it. Well worth it.
And because it's in its infancy, there's not much of a like when a promotion has been around for a while, there's usually some kind of sort of almost like a family atmosphere.
Yeah.
And Wrestlegate hasn't been around for very long. I'm sure that family atmosphere will come around.
Maybe there's only one child in the entire audience.
We met quite a few people we knew.
We did
at Wrestlegate and Frontline, and it was nice to see those people. And that's what I mean by family atmosphere.
Shout out to Azriel.
Yes, from the Fallen, and James as well, and Troy Goose.
Yeah,
the Golden Goose, and everyone from House of Pain. Because we met all those guys there, and of course the Wrestle Talk guys. One day you will be as big as Cheap Shot Entertainment. Keep working at it, fellas. Keep working. It was nice to meet you, and I'm always willing to shake hands with fans. Anyway, so that was all the action from Wrestlegate.
Yeah.
If you enjoyed the video and you want to see more, click that notification bell to know when we upload new content to the channel. There's stuff coming thick and fast through the month of October. Not much wrestling really that we're going to, because we're going to different places all over, but we do have an Aspire show.
There's an Aspire show next Sunday
the 13th at St Martin's.
Hopefully we'll
Church.
see you there.
£5 of your English pounds to go to that one, and book your tickets through the Facebook page on Aspire. So yeah, and you'll be able to see Azriel.
Yeah, Azriel.
Possibly, if he's wrestling. So
I did notice he's quite a small fella.
Shh. He doesn't know.
Oh, sorry.
So if you've enjoyed the video, follow us on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook. Like the video, do all the YouTubey type stuff.
Yeah,
leave a comment down below. If you were at the Wrestlegate show, tell us what your favourite match was. If you agree or disagree with our picks for match of the night. We've always loved that banter. You can do that on all social media platforms. We don't mind. If you've got any suggestions for shows that you want us to review, let us know and we'll endeavour to do those. There's also unboxings and things of Wrestlecrate UK's on the channel. Always a good thing. Get a new t-shirt and things like that, so you can go and get that subscription as well. Don't forget the Turn Babyface app. If you want to find out what's happening in wrestling around you, Turn Babyface app will show you exactly where to go on that one. Don't forget to hit up the blogger and click the link to the t-shirt shop to choose your colours and support Cheap Shot Entertainment and become one of the Cheap Shot Nation. You have been the Cheap Shot Nation. I have been your host, Luke. I have been here with
Josh,
and this has been everything that's happened at Wrestlegate on the 5th of October 2019.
Keep it real.
Gate of Honour. I am sat here with Ali G, apparently. And we'll see you again next time. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.